If you're tired of your life, not in a loud, dramatic way, but in a quiet, heavy, hard to explain way, if you wake up every day and put on a version of yourself that looks fine, sounds fine, smiles when expected, functions when needed, but inside feels worn down, empty, or numb, then this message is for you. Because some of the most exhausted people are the ones nobody worries about. You show up, you respond, you get things done, you laugh at the right moments. You say, "I'm okay," so convincingly that even you almost believe it sometimes. And yet, when the day finally ends and you're alone with your thoughts, the weight returns. The tiredness sinks back in, and you wonder how long you can keep doing this. You don't talk about it much, not because you don't want help, but because you don't even know how to explain what you're feeling. It's not always sadness, it's not always anger. Sometimes it's just a deep sense of, I'm tired of carrying this life. Tired of responsibilities that never seem to end. Tired of being strong. Tired of being needed. Tired of waking up and doing it all over again. And you feel guilty for feeling this way because from the outside, your life might look fine. So you tell yourself you shouldn't complain. You tell yourself other people have it worse. You tell yourself to be grateful. And maybe you are grateful, but you're still tired. And I want you to hear this clearly, slowly, gently. Being tired of your life does not mean you're ungrateful. It does not mean you're weak. It does not mean something is wrong with you. It means you've been carrying more than you've been allowed to put down. It means you've been surviving instead of living. It means you've been strong for too long without rest. You've learned how to function on empty. You've learned how to keep going even when nothing inside you feels full. You've learned how to comfort others while quietly needing comfort yourself. And because you've always managed somehow, people assume you're okay. They assume you don't need checking on. They assume you'll figure it out like you always do. But what they don't see is how heavy that assumption is, how lonely it feels to be the strong one, how exhausting it is to be the one who never falls apart in front of anyone. There are nights when you lie in bed staring at the ceiling, feeling this strange mix of sadness and numbness, wondering when life started to feel like something you just endure instead of something you enjoy. You replay conversations in your head, you question your choices, you wonder if this is all life will ever be. And you don't necessarily want everything to end, you just want this version of life, this constant weight, this endless tiredness to stop. If that resonates with you, I want you to pause for a moment and breathe. Just breathe. You don't need to fix anything right now. You don't need to figure out your future tonight. You don't need to be strong in this moment. You are allowed to simply be here. You are allowed to admit, even quietly, even just to yourself, that you are tired. You are allowed to acknowledge that something inside you hurts. You are allowed to feel worn down without having to justify it. You are allowed to want more peace than you currently have. And you are allowed to need rest in ways that sleep alone cannot fix. Sometimes the tiredness isn't about what you're doing, it's about what you're carrying emotionally. Old disappointments, unspoken grief, dreams that didn't turn out the way you hoped, relationships that drained you, pressure to be someone you had to become to survive. And over time, all of that builds up. It weighs on you. And one day you wake up and realize you don't feel like yourself anymore. But hear this, feeling tired of your life does not mean your life has no value. It does not mean your story is over. It does not mean nothing will change. It means you've reached a point where something needs care, something needs gentleness, Something needs to be acknowledged instead of ignored. You don't need a complete life reset tonight. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to suddenly feel motivated or inspired. Sometimes healing starts much smaller than that. Sometimes it starts with permission. Permission to slow down. Permission to stop pretending. Permission to stop judging yourself for being human. You are not failing because you feel this way. You are not broken because you're tired. You are responding normally to a life that has demanded a lot from you. And the fact that you are still here, still listening, still searching for something that makes sense, still hoping, even quietly, that things can feel lighter, that matters. That says something about your strength, even if you don't feel strong right now. There is a version of you that exists beyond this exhaustion, a version of you that feels calmer, softer, more at peace. You may not see them clearly yet, but they are not gone. They are resting, waiting for you to stop fighting yourself long enough to let them breathe again. So if nobody knows how tired you are, if you feel invisible in your struggle, if you're exhausted in a way that words don't quite capture, let this be the moment you stop carrying it alone. Even if this video is the only place you allow yourself to feel seen today, let it count. Let it remind you that your feelings are real, that your exhaustion is valid, and that you deserve compassion, especially from yourself. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to be okay tonight. You just have to stay. Stay with your breath. Stay with this moment. Stay with the possibility that life can feel different than it does right now. Because it can, and it will, even if the change comes slowly, even if it comes quietly, even if it starts with nothing more than being honest about how tired you are. This message found you for a reason, and if nothing else, let it leave you with this truth. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not alone in it, and you are worthy of a life that feels lighter than the one you're carrying right now.